All right, welcome into the video, guys. In today's video, we're going to be going over the trade that I ended up taking in front of 70 people within my Discord group during the live stream that we had this morning. And then we're also going to be talking about the trade idea that I also sent out in Asia session when the new daily candle opened. So banger ass day. We made a lot of money today. I made about 47.86 on a Top Step funded account and about 2,400 on another Top Step funded account. So all in all, in total, today we made about $7,300. So let's get into the recap here. And actually, let's just start from the daily candle opening because I ended up sending a trade idea to my Discord here when the new daily candle opened. So let me go over here to the Discord, bring you guys over here to the top floor trading Discord. So you can see here yesterday at 5:41 p.m. Central Standard Time, because I am a CST, not EST. I sent out this potential trade idea for Asia session. The reason why I didn't end up taking this is because it was right at the daily candle opening. If I'm going to take a trade during Asia session, it has to be during the Asia session, which is at 8 o'clock Eastern or 7 p.m. for me since I'm in CST. But you can see here, literally zero drawdown. And we'll go back over here to the chart here in a little bit. But I said potential trade idea for Asia session. And I'll explain why I wanted to look, or why I was looking at this trade idea, right? So you could see literally zero drawdown, and it went all the way down to that 101.50 area, which was about like 80 something points. And you can see the second trade that I ended up taking in the live stream before I ended up popping off. But let's jump right back into the chart so I could explain that trade idea that I sent out, and then we'll go over to the actual trade that I took during the live stream this morning. All right, jumping back into the charts over here. So you can see the new daily candle opened right here. Going to the 5-minute chart. The basic idea here was I was expecting the daily candle to be bearish today all the way to at least the equal lows or the previous day lows. So we had two daily candles that made relative equal lows right here. So yesterday, the price action didn't get to previous daily low. It went like less than 2 points to the previous daily low, and it left them as relative equal lows. So we swept the extreme high, and that's where I ended up taking the short yesterday. And I wanted to short right around here, but again, it wasn't during the Asia session. It was right at market open or right at the daily candle opening. This is where the new daily candle opened. It opened lower. Then we had a nice rally up, and we tapped into this first 5-minute fair value gap, or the last 5-minute fair value gap that formed yesterday at 4:45 p.m. Eastern, which was after market closure. And the reason why this trade idea worked out so well is because we had a nice change in the state of delivery here on the 5-minute. And we also tapped into a 15-minute fair value gap up here that formed out yesterday, and also a 15-minute change in the state of delivery out of a 4-hour POI. So we were bearish, and I was very confident in the daily candle expanding to at least these relative equal lows and previous daily lows. So that is the reason why I ended up sending that trade idea out to my Discord group last night during the daily candle opening. And you can see it ended up reaching all the way down to that 101 area during the London session beautifully there, and then reversing. Now, the daily profile for today, if I just exit out of this replay here, the daily profile for today was a London, Judas, and New York reversal daily profile. You could, however, right now classify the daily profile as a London smart money reversal to New York continuation down to these relative equal lows. However, the thing the market's still not closed, right? We still have about 3.5 hours for it to close. I am betting for the market to reach up into these London highs still. So when I post this video, I think the market's going to have about, depending on when I post it, I think it's going to have about like 2 hours, 2.5 hours till it closes. So it's going to be cool to see if it actually did reach up into these nice relative equal highs, which London high is right here at the swing high. And I still bet that this is going to reach up into London high. So little prediction here, depending on when you're watching this video, go back to the NQ chart and see if it reached it or not. But the reason why this was a London Judas and New York reversal, in my opinion, was because this is the London low. Anywhere from 2 to 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the lowest point or the highest point, we have to make sure and we have to look for to see if London session used a 1 hour or higher PD array to sponsor the move higher. So did it make sense going into New York session, right? Did this low make sense? And in my opinion, it did not. It didn't use any PD array over here to the left from the previous daily ranges or anything like that to sponsor this move higher. So you can see we have a market structure shift here going into London. However, it doesn't, like the London high that formed didn't make sense either. It didn't use any PD array over here on the 1 hour or higher to sponsor this move lower going into New York session, right? So that's why this market structure shift failed here, and that's why we came down to these relative equal lows, because again, the draw on liquidity is going to be down here. These are very, very nice lows. We've already swept the range high of the Tuesday range. So where would price action want to go and take out, positions and take out liquidity and grab liquidity, right, to reverse back up? It's obviously going to need to come down to these relative equal lows. So this is my thought process going into the New York session, right? I don't really trade right at market open. I like to wait 15 to 30 minutes for that morning range to form, and then I will jump onto the charts and look for something if there is an opportunity to be taken, right? So you could see here, 8:30 we had PPI news. So if we go to the 5-minute chart here, again, keep in mind that London high and London low do not make sense. So in my opinion, this was a fake low of day, which it was, right? We have a new low of day down here. And this is a fake high of day. Again, because we didn't use anything to sponsor this move lower, in my opinion, right? That's what the daily profile is looking like to me. So 8:30 has a very, very nice displacement lower. If we go back to the 1 hour here, and let me go back to replay. If we go to the 1 hour here, we obviously have that market structure shift that I just pointed out, right, in London, and we have this bullish 1 hour fair value gap. So if we are truly bullish and this is a true low of day, this should be respected, right? So going to the 5-minute and waiting for 8:30 news, which is what you're supposed to do if you have 8:30 high impact news such as CPI, NFP, or PPI, or anything like that. You want to wait for that. So we come down into that 1 hour fair value gap. So what I'm looking for out of the 1 hour fair value gap is a change in the state of delivery, okay? So we don't get that. We do not get that anywhere right here, okay? We got close at 9:30 because 9:30 opened up higher. It tapped into that 5-minute order block and a 15-minute fair value gap there, and a 15-minute order block as well. So using time frame alignment, we want to go to the 1 minute and look for a change in the state of delivery. Again, I don't like trading around the 9:30 opening bell. Like I just don't like trading market open. It's just too volatile most of the times, or sometimes it just gives you that Judas swing. So that's the reason why I don't really like trading it. But you can see how clean this was. I mean, we tapped the 15-minute fair value gap, a POI. We never got the 5-minute change in state of delivery out of that London bullish 1 hour fair value gap. So we're not looking for longs. We're just going to let the market do its thing. We end up sweeping liquidity here. We end up going lower, and then we get the change in the state of delivery right here on this 1 minute candle. As soon as the body closes below the opening price of this bullish candle that sent price to go sweep this liquidity and tap into our 15-minute POIs, that becomes a change in the state of delivery, and the market is most likely going to go lower. So now you guys can see, I mean, using the higher time frame analysis and top-down analysis and using all this logic that I've explained thus far, you can see how this change in the state of delivery actually makes sense and is in alignment with our higher time frame bias, okay, down to these previous daily lows and relative equal lows. So we get a nice change in the state of delivery here. You can enter anywhere in this price leg or in these next 3-minute, 1-minute candles. You can wait for a retracement, or you can just market enter once this candle closes, because sometimes you won't get a tap into that CISD. But right next to the CISD, whenever you have it, you always have a breaker block. And you can see how this 1-minute candle at 9:39 opened higher, tapped it, and then we went lower, okay? Now, this is when I went live with my group. I was paying attention to the 5-minute chart here, okay? Now, again, we didn't take the previous daily low or these relative equal lows yet, okay? We did take out the London low, making a new low of day right here. Now, what I was paying attention to was this huge 5-minute fair value gap that formed at 9:40. And right at the 9:40 5-minute fair value gap, we also had a nice little 5-minute breaker. So what model is this, guys? It's one of my favorite models. It is the unicorn model, right? We have a breaker block, a fair value gap overlap, and a change in the state of delivery on the 5-minute. 9:30 was confirmed as a Judas swing, fake move at market open. Came all the way lower. Now, this fair value gap is very, very important. And the reason why this fair value gap is very important is because it broke the London low, okay? So on the 1 minute, this is exactly where I went live with my group, was when this 1 minute candle here at the 950 to 1010 macro was starting. And I wanted to go short right here. I got my fill at 107, so that was like right here. And I was aiming for those previous daily lows, right? Those relative equal lows. And I had my stop above the 5-minute breakers, which was like right here. It was like a 30-point stop. But I was very, very confident in this delivering down to those relative equal lows, right? So you had 2 chances to get in here down to those relative equal lows and previous daily lows, which was up here, anywhere in this price leg, and then in that 5-minute fair value gap, which is where we entered, and it took a little while to deliver, but nonetheless, it still delivered down to there. And this is where I made most and majority of my money, really all of my money, right, today, because we ended up taking a 5-minute CISD to the upside. However, I ended up getting out of it at break even. So after that trade ended up working out and taking out those relative equal lows in the previous daily low, I noticed that, we were in a 1-hour bullish fair value gap over here from November 7th, Thursday, the 9 a.m. fair value gap here. We're still in that bullish fair value gap, so I'm looking for a 5-minute change in the state of delivery out of this after we've swept the equal lows in the previous daily low. So once we closed a body above the opening price here, I got in right here. So you guys might have seen that when I showed you guys the Discord. I got in right here, and then it was just taking way too long to deliver. There was no eagerness to push up to the London highs here around this time, and we ended up sweeping this internal buy side right here. And it ended up just coming back lower. And this is when I noticed that ES wanted to go lower because we had a nice bearish SMT at these internal highs. And, ES didn't sweep the previous daily low yet, and we were just displacing lower. So I noticed that the market wanted to go lower on ES. So if the market's going to go lower on ES, it's going to obviously drag down NQ as well. So I ended up alerting the group, telling everybody, because I got in this trade right before I hopped off. And 11 a.m. is kind of like my cutoff time. So I hopped off, and then I told everybody around like 12 o'clock, I didn't like how we were coming back down to the entry. So I just ended up getting out at break even. And that is pretty much the trade recap. Now, the market is still open here. And one cool thing about this week is that we've been getting reversals every single day at 1 o'clock or near the 1 o'clock hour. So if you guys have noticed, the reversal of the day has been coming in at 1 o'clock throughout this whole week. We've pretty much just been ranging, but 1 o'clock has been the reversal or retracement for the day. And you can see right now we have swept liquidity here at the 1250 to 110 macro, and we did get a change in the state delivery because we're still respecting that 1-hour bullish fair value gap. And I still believe that we are going to come up to these London highs. And again, the cool thing about posting this video right now is that you guys can come back and see if I was right or not. But I do think that the market is going to push all the way up to these London highs. But that is going to be the trade and market recap for the day. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys learned something and gained some knowledge from this video. That is the most important thing. It's not me, it's not really about me flexing gains or anything like that. This is just really to teach you guys how I trade, how I view the market. If you guys do want to trade with me, I have a 5-day free trial to the Discord, and it is soon going to be a one-time payment. I am done doing monthly subscriptions. I'm only going to do monthly subscriptions for like 2 to 3 times a year next year, but it is going to be a one-time payment. It's going to be more of a mentorship program that I am switching over onto the Discord. So if you guys want to join before the monthly sub, like the low ticket offer ends, make sure you guys join before this month ends, because by the end of this month, I'm going to be switching over to a one-time payment for the Discord, and it's going to be more of a mentorship program type of deal. But if not, you guys can keep watching these recaps on YouTube, and I'm going to be uploading a lot of content on YouTube. It's coming, so guys, be ready. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.